Hi. Ever since the time HRD Network, National HRD Network, announced a vision workshop to be held on October 28th, I got quite excited that after 1989 workshop on vision mission for HRD, now almost after 33 years, National HRD Network is holding another mission vision workshop. It doesn't mean it didn't have any such reflection workshop. They have had series of workshops earlier. But I'm just sharing some of my thoughts here. These thoughts are still in formulation stage. This is meant for debate and discussion and used by any of those who are interested. First thing I would like to say that HRD Network has done great contributions ever since its inception. But I feel what got the NHRDN here, that is 2023, may not get it there, that is to either 27 or 47. We need to start thinking from many directions. Here are a few points. While I appreciate and agree that fundamentals have not changed, HRD continues to stand as competence building, commitment building, and culture building. However, I like to propose that the old HR is not new HR. New HR context has changed. National HRD Networks itself context has changed. When we formulated the Memorandum of Articles of National HRD Network in the year 1985 and 86, the only way to exchange information and good practices and learn from each other is by physical meetings. People used to therefore get together, and chapters performed the important role of members getting together, learning from each other by presentations, workshops, seminars, conferences, and then also books and materials. But today, I think we exist in a world of internet, WhatsApp groups, YouTube, massive developments in communication systems, and particularly technological developments, including significant AI. The nature of work itself has changed. Today, there is no longer the same need that we had about 40 years ago for physically meeting and discussing and sharing. Today, everyone walks with the world in his or her pocket. That is the mobile. Anything that you want, including the best practices, are available at the press of the button. So this is the context that has changed. The most important contextual change is, in the old days, HR used to be talked most in the form of in the corporate context. Today, I think we have to be aware the context of HR has changed. You cannot talk of context of only corporate sector if you don't think of the national as well as international, global kind of a context. Global context is too far, but let's look at from the national context. When you think of HR for a country like India, you cannot but address issues like youth, changing demographics of the country. A large percentage of India's population is youngsters, and they are going to be the most important contributors in future. So this is an important context HR has to address. What are we doing for HR of the future generations? Number two, I think the issues, the Human Development Index of India unfortunately remains low, indicating that there are a large percentage of countries who have much better developed human resource than ours. Therefore, this is a context we need to remember. We have to focus on Human Development Index, which means we have to help people to live longer, have good skill base, and should have a good quality of life. And if you have seen, I think issues like the hunger index and so on, we have been performing pathetically low, even if one contests the kind of calculations that are made. So important context is employment, generation, entrepreneurial skill development, and creating a healthy society. We have seen in the last 3 to 4 years importance of physical health, mental health, and community health. I think these are all important things. So the old HR in the corporate sector context is not sufficient. In fact, I think HR offers phenomenal opportunities for making an impact. We also have to look at HR as a profession. We have come a long way. Unfortunately, HR as a profession is again has not become context free. It has to become context free, applicable to all contexts. HR for corporate sector is somewhat and substantially in some cases different from HR for education institutions, for health sector, for government, and for communities at large, particularly in a rural society and even in urban kind of settings. HR is for everyone. HR is not meant only for those who pursue HR as a career or HR as a profession. HR is a philosophy. HR, therefore, has phenomenal opportunities to redefine itself, imagine itself, and then relaunch itself. However, bodies like National HRD Network have limitations. They cannot take over the whole world, nor can they take over the country. Having said that, however, they can play a significant role in impacting the way the governments are run. I mean only through systems and process, not politics. I would not touch political issues at all, but I would simply look at government systems so that we can create a society where people are happy, healthy, and have both 2 meals to eat and help each other, collaborate, and so on. This is a very important context to be remembered. Octopus values, in my view, continue to be important, and I think they are the future focal points. Those of you who have been following me, I have talked of octopus placed values, added purpose to octopus, learning to octopus, and also discipline. I think these are 3 dimensions and values we need to talk about. The latest book in HR leadership by Arvind Agarwal and myself have indicated the competencies required for future. Most interesting thing of HR leaders that we discovered in this is almost all of them who have established themselves as leaders have been moving towards contributions to the society, contribution to profession, contribution to larger kind of a network. So the issue before National HRD Network is how do we promote HR as a philosophy, HR as a set of values, HR as a set of process in all sectors, particularly in government, not-for-profit organizations, educational institutions, health systems, infrastructure, and everywhere, and also in the communities and so on. I think there are phenomenal amount of challenges. These are just some random thoughts I am initiating for reflection about the future of HR. National HRD Network can't, of course, take over the entire world, but at least it can certainly do. Its need to have only about 15,000-20,000 members as networked members is to be totally changed. It should become a network of networks. When you become a network of networks, you extend yourself from corporate sector to education sector to health sector to government sector, not-for-profit, everywhere. You can take charge of the entire society. So what should be the nature of the body in order to do all this? I think these are all issues to be debated. Friends, these are just some thoughts, my morning thoughts, which I love to pass on for people to reflect about. Thank you for your patience and listening to this talk, which is almost about 10 minutes. Nowadays, people are accustomed to short talks, but I found it very difficult to make myself shorter. All the best for a great vision workshop.